How would you describe the sound of the album?
So far, I feel like we are R&B group, so it's R&B based, but it does have its touch of pop records. So it varies. Right now, the album is we recorded over 45 songs for the album thus far. So the sound overall varies.
So I mean, you guys,
R&B and pop.
I have to ask this question. I know you guys are the Capitol Records. And I have to ask, because I've talked about Capitol Records in the past here on KEMPIRE Radio, because they've had a lot of urban artists that have pretty much sunk because of their, I don't want to completely blame them, but it just seems to be a pattern that they're not able to market their urban artists. How do you guys plan to kind of go over that and make a big difference?
Well, this is David speaking. I mean, as new artists in the industry today, we realize that, you know, you can't really depend on the label too much. So it's a lot of us doing the work on our own as far as promoting ourselves and just, you know, being on it and staying in rehearsal and doing everything because, you know, once the label sees that, you know, they push for you even harder when they see that you're doing it for yourself. This is really our career at the end of the day. So, you know, it's us working hard, really.
And Capitol also has you know, they have new staff in the building. And, you know, I definitely, I feel like we all looked into the history of some of those acts. But, you know, we as artists and as, you know, followers of music, we all really kind of studied what might have went wrong. So we're definitely trying to stay away from that. We're working extremely hard. We have an amazing team behind us. Some of the people that you were in communication with are working night and day to make sure that this project goes well, and I feel like at the end of the day, it's all about great music, so that's what we're focused on, and that's what we're doing.
And the music will also speak for itself, so, you know.
So, I mean, we have a lot of up-and-coming singers, songwriters that listen to the show. What kind of things are you guys doing now to prepare for this release?
Gym, rehearsal, vocal class, dance.
Basically not sleeping.
No sleep.
Basically, that's the key. Just not sleeping. But we've been basically like Aiden said in the gym rehearsing. The next round record that we recorded the single already, and it's just being packaged and sent out, getting ready to be sent out to the radio stations. But we're rehearsing those records. We're also rehearsing our showcase because we're getting prepared to get on, because there's a lot of tours going out this summer, so we're getting ready to go out on one of these tours. So we've been putting together a show, and it's basically getting all the right gears and steps to our introduction to the world. Okay.
Any upcoming shows that you have booked already or no?
Just some summer stages coming up this summer.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Okay.
It's a summer stage, and then there's one or two tours that are being thrown around. You know what I'm saying? But they're not confirmed, and I don't feel like we want to necessarily focus too much on right now. But make sure y'all follow us on Twitter. Make sure you follow the grind, and you're gonna see we definitely got some shows coming up, so everybody can come.
And we've also been involved with a bunch of Boys and Girls Club around New York. We went to a few in Atlanta. It's just basically, you know, entertaining the kids, you know, playing with them, playing sports, you know, making them know how much is it important for education and things like that. So we've been grinding for a long time, and, you know, also giving back to, you know, the place where we're from, which is New York. So
represent. So, you know, I want to get away from, you know, talking so much about this stuff. Let's talk about what's going on in the world. Gary Coleman recently passed away. I don't know if you guys had a chance to listen to the show a little bit earlier. We were talking about Gary Coleman, and everyone's thinking that his wife killed him. What do you guys say? Have you guys been following that situation? Please tell me yes.
Well,
I can't.
Honestly, not really. Like, I feel a little bad that, you know, that he passed away and everything, but it's just been crazy. This week has been crazy for us as well. We've really been trying to focus on, you know, every little piece of, you know, what we're doing. You know, rest in peace, Gary Coleman and everything. But, I mean, honestly, I know I haven't really been following up on that too much.
I just feel like a lot of rumors. You're gonna hear a lot of rumors, and you're gonna hear a lot of people just try to throw negativity around. And, I mean, I just feel like at this point he's unfortunately passed, so why not just let the man rest in peace? Like, I don't necessarily feel like we should be discussing who killed him. I think that people should be celebrating the work he did while he was alive and not try to, you know, make drama out of a situation, because I think it's all for, you know, for radio and for magazines, and I think it's horrible what people do.
A rumor. Someone sent me.
What you think, Willis?
I was just joking. I didn't have anything about you.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I was like, what's going on?
I was trying to set up the drama, but there was no drama. Never mind. So what do you guys like on your off time? What are you guys doing off time?
Off time? I'm not sure what that is. I think we had off time before we started singing. I think that before when the group happened, I feel like everybody's mentality is we're young, we'll celebrate and have fun later on down in life. But right now it's grind time. Like, I know everybody wants to move up in life and take their families out of where they are right now. So it's all about a grind. I don't really know the last time I did anything besides sing, dance, and work out.
Word.
Pretty boring. We're pretty boring.
A long time coming.
That's not what I heard.
Fun, though. We are also very fun people. I mean, at the end of the day, we do grind and, you know, we do, you know, have a good time also. But we aren't, you know, old men who just don't do anything. You know, we still, you know, play with the, we play Call of Duty, we do the movies, we go out to eat, you know, we go bowling. I mean, we do a little bit of everything also, anytime that we can, but most of the time it's mainly work.
No, I understand. My grind is different than y'all. I'm involved in music and I also do the radio show, so I understand the grind. You pretty much don't have a life, and then people look at you like, yeah. So I understand what you're saying. But let's talk about life before you started grinding. You know, what was life, or were you always grinding? Always trying to be like, were you guys trying to be a solo artist at one point?
I think we were always grinding, but you know, when you're younger and you're in high school and you get that first little taste of freedom, like me, you know, I went to school in Brooklyn pretty much all my life. So once I got to Talent Unlimited in Manhattan, it was so much freedom. So it was really nothing but chasing after girls and partying at night, you know, just doing what young people do at the end of the day. So before that, it was just, you know, it was a lot of fun. But as you grow up, you mature and you realize what's important.
David was grinding, but David was Hollywood. David was a solo artist, you know. He was grinding, but he was
don't do that. Don't put that out there.
He was kind of like, nah, y'all not on my level, so I'm not trying to join your group. But you know,
wait, who? Which one?
That was David. That was just talking about how he was partying and all that, because he just felt too Hollywood.
Yo, hold on. Let me tell you, don't do that. If you really want the real story, I can give them the real story of what happened.
Yeah, let's get the real story. That's what I want to hear.
I think that's a little too long for this interview. We got you on a follow-up.
No, I run this show.
We got to save that for VH1.
Oh, hell no. You got to save that for VH1. And you're on KEMPIRE Radio. This is VH1. Let's go.
Y'all crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, basically, this is Ralph speaking, by the way. I think basically just what David was saying. I think before the deal, before we actually, after we signed, we basically flew out to L.A. and was back and forth from L.A. to Atlanta, just grinding on 4 hours of sleep on an everyday basis. So I just feel like even just before the deal, before we started actually working on our debut album, we had a lot more people, there was a lot more movies involved, there's a lot more girls involved, there's a lot more everything involved. But now our focus is really just making this debut album better as it can be.
Yeah, girls are crazy now.